Hey YouTube. Sorry, this is going to be stream number 2 for this morning. I apologize. I'm having some internet issues at my house. I got disconnected, so we're going to try this one more time. Um, so one of our members mentioned CZOO, and there's not that's a nice pattern there. We've got that. It popped up on a 4 hour, and then you have a nice slow decline back down to 760s, back down to that 15 with a nice little pop and a small little gap there. So that held over at 8 is testing 850 now. So that might be actually pretty decent on like a long term picture, but for me trading intraday, I don't know if that's something I can do anything with until, like you said, the volume comes in. So that might be something that lives on like a long term grid. I don't. I'm not a fan of trading those little ticks on intraday charts, but definitely has potential. Prague. Hmm? No, you're fine. Um, Dislink. Which ticker is that? Oh yeah, yeah. That's on my watch from this morning too. Uh, I like I liked VISL. I played with it a little bit yesterday. Um, I think was that one of them that I played yesterday. I can't remember. Yes. So yeah, I played with it a little bit yesterday. We don't have anything on the daily that suggests that we're gonna keep going. So far as just kind of popped and we're kind of curling back now. And then we've got this uh, lower high, lower high wick here with a pretty good size. If I feel like if this opens above $2, we hit a good shot of retesting those highs again. And if we retest those highs, if we match this candle to the left or even just a little bit higher, the next time it comes over there, it could potentially break and go a little bit higher yet. And we can. Mhm. Yeah, I mean the algo's kicking at 8, and they'll kind of show you like specific levels that you could potentially look for. Um, you're not going to see it on a Thinkorswim chart usually, but if you look at something, let me see here, VSL. So let's do VISL on a 2 minute, 2 minute, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Close actually. That's surprising. But the 2 minute at 8 o'clock is right here, right? So this is the algo bar that kicked in for Thinkorswim, and another platform that has direct access is going to look a little bit different. it's going to have a lot bigger move that you can actually see. So you could essentially think that because this hit here, and then when the algos kicked in, they wicked it back off of that level. Next time it came to that level, that area is going to be potentially significant. Does that make sense? Yeah. 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 I use the 8 o'clock wicks a lot to if I look at those and then I look left and I see something else that kind of matches. There's a pretty good chance that once it gets back there, those areas might provide a bounce. They might not provide a reversal, but they might provide a 20-cent scalp bounce. Or if it does revert, if it's below VWAP, it might be a turning point to go back and retest VWAP. So like, let's see if we can find one on like Prague would be a good one if because Prague is pretty crazy. Didn't do much. It popped up. Um, PHUN. That one might be a little nuts. It gave us a wick to from 620 to this $7. And what's interesting about that is the next candle that comes in breaks that. So you know that that level isn't really valid anymore because it broke that. And so now we're looking for next time that it comes to that level, then that level would be weaker and break. Same thing with the bottoms. If you catch a wick like this and it goes back and tests VWAP and then comes back down to that level, I would just expect the same thing. I wouldn't really expect that level to hold. It's just an area of interest to catch one of those reversal back up to VWAP to retest before either continuing or what once it gets above VWAP, then you have to kind of make a decision based on the pattern that's in front of you to see if we're going to continue or fail. But those wicks to me are always very interesting and help kind of paint the story for me. All right, what's next? Hit the scanner. I've been playing with my scanners, introducing another scanner to the bunch. So we will see. Haven't decided yet. Still working. Yeah. Uh-huh. And if you think about supply and demand, why would they start moving at their lows? After they've had a huge drop down, like why would they start moving if you think about it in supply and demand? They're cheap enough again. They're back at the warehouse to buy their goods at uh, you know warehouse prices. That could be a good question when I'm not streaming on YouTube. We can open that up to the group and and have a chat about that, because that's a very good question and it's very valid, and it's something that I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to. Because you're right, there are a lot of those kind of opportunities, but yeah, let's take that in the room. Yep. So for those folks on YouTube, you guys can only hear me talking, and one of our members had asked about how I feel about the market in its current state and holding overnight, and do I feel that we are in a better place to start holding overnight? So we're going to have that conversation in our chat room a little bit later, and uh, uh, you know, kind of go from there. So if you guys are interested in just having these kind of conversations, or just having a group that you're looking at, being a part of a community, then just check us out. All right. So Medex just pretty much did what I said it was going to do. We're The target was at second tier above VWAP, and we just came all the way back down to VWAP. And this is not probably the best spot to be buying, even though it looks very tempting. But second tier came up 63, came back down, retested VWAP. That retested VWAP would have been a pretty nice entry, and then take some profits off the table right here, and see if if we can get a continuation move out of it. But it does look very pretty, very tempting. We can go ahead and draw our lines out. We still have a bigger wedge on the bigger picture. On a bigger picture idea. So if you missed that bounce, that would have been a really good entry spot right there, the test of VWAP. Right now you're about to hit this angular resistance and selling pressure. So to take an entry right here is a little less probable than if you were to catch that bounce off of VWAP that we mentioned, and then reducing your risk by taking some off up here, and then you're kind of sitting pretty, and you can let this stock kind of wiggle around a little bit and see if we can get that continuation. The next move would be an obvious pop to 63, and then a pullback hammer back inside of this area for another potential entry. But we need all those if this then that statements to work out. Otherwise, you're just looking at a rejection and a retest of the lower part of that wedge. RRW? RDW? I'm still watching skills from yesterday. That was a nice trade. We're testing 1150 right now. And that's a known runner. Could you type that ticker in the chat so I don't have to feel bad that I keep asking? Thanks. Yeah, so we'll see 1140. That's kind of... So 1220 is kind of the target there on SKLZ. If we can break this 1150 level. I think SONM is on day 3, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, wow. WBX up 180%. So SONM, you can see here that we popped up the other day and we just kind of consolidated. So there is some potential room to head towards that gap to close it. So now that we're back above that 15 EMA on a daily chart, it'd be nice to see if we can start working our way towards that gap closure at 4s, maybe even that 426 area. So that's going to be an area that I'm going to have on watch. And I want to check out this WBX real quick. We've already made our move. Man, what a move that was. Goodness. My son is hilarious right now. All right, so WBX has a pilot program with Uber. So they have a zero emissions EV charging system. That's interesting. So this is also a recent IPO. Looks like earlier this year. Sorry guys, son's back. Let me take a minute real quick. Actually, they're the longest he's ever stayed, so. All right. I've got about 4 more minutes, and then I've got to hop off of here, and I've got a meeting. I've got a lot of meetings today, actually, so I might be in and out of the room quite a bit. It's a good day for meetings for me, or a good week for meetings, because since I have a hard time focusing with my son home anyways, it just might as well be productive. So this one might be worth a watch since it is a recent IPO. We stopped there at 1130, 37.99. and pulling back to the 9 on a 2-minute chart. So what I'm going to do is watch this for some volatility at the market open. I'm going to go ahead and mark out this 25 area right here and see if we can get a huge drop down and then a potential recovery down there. And we can, just for funsies, you guys know me and my funsies. I am gonna do the base move. And I'm just gonna see where everything lays. From there, that's close enough. All right, so we'll see what's what from there. That's not any part of a strategy. I just like, I enjoy doing that just to kind of see, track these kind of moves on these recent IPOs. BRPM, James, one of our moderators in here, says that he's not trading it just yet, but this stock has a potential to be a face ripper today, and it has a supernova potential. So BRPM, you're welcome. So again, oops. Yep, another IPO. So this will be another fun one. It's like the week of the IPOs. Everything's ripping, and I can't trade. All right, so what are my main watches for today? I'm going to keep watching PHUN and DWAC. You can see here that the that channel that I drew yesterday, we popped back out and we're retesting this. So I want this thing to stay out of my zone. Stay out. If we can close this above and create a little bit better double bottom or retest down here, then you could look for that potential pop up. But obviously, the next time it visits this area, if it doesn't hold, then it's no bueno. Metx, you can see here that just what I said before, if we pop out, we need to close a hammer. We have not closed a hammer yet. We just keep getting wicked down, so that we have obvious selling pressure there. And we are kind of forming a wedge inside of a wedge. So I love seeing those formations. So that would have been a potential for a buy to retest the highs there. So that would be my thesis on that, is a potential retest of the highs.